Hello and welcome to the Friday live stream. My name is Igor and let's jump right into the update because that's what I would like to do today. So today's live stream is more about giving you an update on the progress of the application, on the progress of the development, and as well a brief overview what will happen in the future. So it's not gonna be a classic Vibe Engineering live stream today. Let's keep it short because I would like to release the 0.34 version of the application. So for those who are new, let me remind you, mostly we are working on the Agentic IDE, which is the Shikigami application. That's exactly what you are looking at now. And currently I have just one agent that is suspended, and that specific agent was working on the open code agent integration. So currently the application supports Claude Code agent and the codex agent. So it allows you to easily manage sessions of those agents. You can suspend them, you can resume sessions, you can stop them, have multiple of them. And recently we've added a quite interesting thing. I will describe it in a minute. So that is the agentic area, agentic coding area. You can have multiple workspaces. Within those workspaces you can run agents and work trees. So we can decide if you want to have a session that will operate on the root of your workspace, or maybe you want to create a work tree if this is a Git directory where you create an agent. Then you can decide if you want to create a dedicated work tree for a new feature or a bug fix that you are about to work on. So let me demonstrate. Let's just for testing purposes create two agents with low effort, and let's use Sonnet for that. And then as I said, at the bottom of the new agent form you can decide if you want to have a isolated branch for an agent, it means new work tree, or maybe you want to run agent or agents in the root of the project or a root of a workspace. We use these two terms independently, but they mean the same, so we can replace them. Okay. So now I have two sessions. These are Claude sessions. As well, you can create codex sessions. There is a predefined list of models that are available, but this isn't a closed list. And by that I mean that if you create a codex session, for example, and you will start with a medium effort and it's gonna be GPT 5.5, then what Shikigami does, it wraps session within a process that it can handle. By that I mean suspending, stopping, bringing to the front, and that's it. So these are the basic operations, but it doesn't mean that you don't have access to your favorite functions that are built in your agent. You have all the access for both of them, for Claude Code and Codex as well. So all you have to do is just type a slash button, and then if you have predefined skills, if you have predefined functions, or you want to use functions that are built in a specific agent, you have all the access. So all is available for you. Shikigami doesn't limit those functionalities. And what is the other feature of the application is the editor area, and this is the classic IDE with auto-completion support. For now, most of the support lies on the PHP language side, but that will change in the future because as I mentioned, there are few things that I would like to do in the future, but let's wait a bit with that. And okay. So what I would like to release today with the 0.34 version is so these are the list. This is the list of recent changes Some of them already landed in the application, and those are vendor completion with a use statement that will be added for you. That's specific to PHP language. And in the databases area, now you can update cells from a preview of a table. I will show you that in a minute. Sorry. And today I would like to release predefined agents configuration improvement for that, UI improvement. Then I've modified the, sorry, I didn't modify, I removed the support for hidden toggle functionality. So there is no more hidden toggle. All the things that are within a workspace are visible in the files tree, as well those which are git ignored are marked with a amber color and a italic font. I will show you as well. And then inter-agents communication, and that is the thing that I put high prio last time because I really wanted to have it, and as well I will show you in a minute. So let's take a look. Okay, one more thing. So in progress, PHP LSP, next phase of that, and the open code support. This is as well in progress. I will work on that off stream today. Okay, so let's take a look at the hidden toggle functionality. What we are looking at now, this is a development version of the application. It still says 0.33, but it doesn't mean that this is exactly that version. This is just not yet released 0.34 with where the version number wasn't updated, but trust me, this is the newest state of the app that will be released. And as if you know Shikigami already, then you know that in the files tree area at the very bottom there were two icons, search and hidden toggle button. So there is no more hidden toggle button. Everything is visible, and things that are git ignored are marked with an amber color. So that is the one improvement. Then let's take a look at the predefined agents configuration. If you haven't used it already, then I strongly encourage you to do so. So for myself, I've defined three different configurations for Opus, for Sonnet, and Codex. I named it implementer because sometimes I use a setup when Claude Opus is the kind of a supervisor for a process, and then Codex is taking care of the implementation. In this case, this is GPT 5.6 Sol with a high effort, both of them with high effort to improve the output results. And once you click on the new button, here you can define your configuration. You can put a name on it. So for example, let's imagine I would like to have a reviewer, or most of the time I use a reviewer. As a reviewer, I use maybe Fable, and it can be with a high effort. And sometimes it is for some people, for some developers that I know, I learned recently, some of you use additional arguments when you initialize your agent's sessions, and that is as well possible here. So here you can define the additional arguments that will be passed to a session that will be created and handled by Shikigami. You can attach another directories, you can do whatever basically you want. There are some reserved arguments that are used by the application, so those you cannot overwrite, but you have full access to the rest. I recommend to try it, and you can as well let me know in the comments section if you like it, if you use it, and if it works as expected. So one more time, label, custom label, then an agent, you decide which one, model, effort, and then you hit create, and it will be instantly added to the quick start section. Then all you have to do is put a label of a session. So this is a session's name. Then you can decide if you want to have it in a work tree or in a project root, and these two are required. And then you click on one of them. In this case, it's going to be reviewer for testing purposes, and you are good to go. Okay, so that is the second thing. Then the third and the most important one, let me show you that. So let's imagine that one of the agents, like in a setup that I described, one of the agent is the project manager, so to speak, or maybe a supervisor. So you will be a supervisor. Please create a brief random implementation plan. I am doing it only for testing purposes. Okay. And then let's imagine that the codex will be my implementer. Yeah, so I'm asking it just for a short plan of whatever, it doesn't matter, because all I want to do is just to show you, and we can test it right away. Okay, so I have a plan. Then, if you already know Shikigami, then you know that there are 3 buttons next to the name. Well, not really next to the name, but on the other side of a name of a session. There were 3 buttons. Now there is a new one, an arrow. It means forward. So once you click on it, there is even a label attached. So send this agent's last message to another agent. And that's exactly what it's doing. So once you click on it, there is a new pop-up. And then here you can decide to what agent I want to send it. In this case, it's going to be a codex session. You have an option to additionally on top of it put your own prompt, your custom prompt, but that's not mandatory. You can do it. Then please hit include to make sure that this is included. No, sorry. So sorry, this is prompt that you used. This is a prompt that you used, and the note is something additional. So I'm gonna put please read and start implementing. Yeah, this is my custom additional note, and the prompt is that what I used as an initial message for the agent that will be sending a message. Okay, but I don't want that in this case. And then there is a response. And the response is the last output of an agent, of a source agent. Then all you have to do is click send, and it's gonna be copied to the destination agent. Then all you have to do, you can take a look at it one more time, and all you have to do is to click enter, and then it will be sent. So it is pretty easy. It is pretty easy, and this is the first iteration of that feature. I am not sure in which way I should go, so it would be great if you could give me a clue. If you maybe want to add as well automatic submission, if you want to make it more supervised even more in a more complex way by an additional agent on top of all these agents that are here. This is something I am considering as well, but no strong opinion at the moment. I want to give it some time. I want to test it on my own as well, but it doesn't mean that you cannot influence the final decision. I am curious about your feedback as well, and this is the most important thing that will be released in the version 0.34. Yep, so one more time, new button, forward, you click on it. Here is the preview of a last message that was written by an agent. Then you can click send, and you don't have to anymore highlight lines, copy and paste, scroll up or scroll down to look for the beginning or the end. That's not required anymore, and that should work as well for codex and maybe in the future for the open code agent, but it's not yet fully implemented and not yet released, and won't be released in the 0.34. Will be released maybe later this week or at the beginning of the next week. Okay, so let me stop this as well. And the last thing I wanted to show you, because maybe you missed that. So the databases area improvement. Okay. Let me type in a password. Okay, sorry. Let me check. Okay, the project is not up and running, so let's do it now. This is the Who is Out of Office open source project, and if you clone it and you would like to test it, all you have to do is to just type just start, or if you don't have just files support in your system, then docker compose app/d if you want it to be detached. Once containers are up, you can switch to the Docker integration section and then look for the Docker Compose setup that is created for who is out of office or any other application that you Dockerized. Okay, let's give it a few more seconds. It should be up soon. Okay, how is it going? Okay, 4 out of 12, but it should be fairly fast and soon we should see it. So let me remind you one more time. And this is the last thing I would like to show you today. And that is the update of values in a database table preview. And maybe you already tried that. So if you click on okay, not ready yet. If you click on a table, double click on a table, then in the editor area will be opened a preview of a table with a limit. As far as I remember, this is 50 items. And it's like a table with headers, like a regular table with headers and rows. Okay, not yet. Still building. Oh, okay, almost there, last step. Okay, a few more seconds. And there is also a query console. So with a query console, you can also run update queries. But the thing is that it wasn't possible to update certain cells in a preview, and that should be available now. Okay, building. while we are waiting, let me remind you. Okay, it is up. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna finish my thoughts. So let me remind you that there is a Discord server. The link is in the description. If you try Shikigami, if you like it, please let me know. If you don't like it, then please let me know as well what you don't like, because my goal is to create as best experience as possible, and as well make a bridge between these two worlds. So one of them is the agentic coding world, the other one is the classic IDE experience that we know so far, because it's provided by many different IDEs. But the thing is that I want to join these two experiences together and build a nice and easy to use Agentic IDE. Okay, so we have it. Let's open a leave request table. So if you are in the preview, then all you have to do is to click on a cell, and then you can change a value. The changes will be staged, so they are not applied right away. That means that you can modify a few things at once. And yeah, let's change a comment here. So this is the update. All affected rows will be marked on the left side, and as well changed cells will be highlighted for you. Pretty nice. Then all you have to do is click either discard or apply. If you click apply, then all these changes run in a transaction. Once applied, the application is refetching the set that you've previewed. That's why we were moved to the left side, because there was a refresh happening and we have changes 10, 12 and the update in the comments. So that's how it works. Pretty easy to use, but a very useful feature. Okay, and there is a query console as well, where you can run more complex queries. Okay, so I said about the things that will be released. Let me show you the board one more time. Then I will move, after the live stream, I'm gonna move the manual verification cards to the right side, to done. And for the next week, I would like to focus on PHP LSP, next steps. And in this, I mean, specifically, I mean looking for usages of functions, classes, interfaces, because that is missing currently. We have quite rich support at this moment, but it's not enough for me. I would like to even bring more functionalities to the LSP. And let me remind you that this is not something that is always running in the background. You have to enable it. Let me quickly show you. So if you open a workspace where there is a PHP application, all you have to do is go to settings. So please switch to the workspace, go to settings, then please go to programming languages and PHP. And here you have to enable PHP support, and that triggers indexing of your files in your custom classes, but as well classes that are defined in the vendor directory, because autocompletion now supports not only your code base, but as well a code base from vendors. One more important thing, if you, like me in this case, have a Symfony application in a subdirectory of the repository, please remember to put a source root definition. And by that I mean putting a directory where the actual Symfony application or any PHP application actually lives. Please don't forget about it. That helps, because if you don't enable it, then Shikigami tries to look for every subdirectory that is in the root of the workspace, and that costs more computation and more time. So if you want to speed it up, please put source root first, then enable PHP, and the indexing will happen for you. If something goes wrong, you can at any point in time invalidate the cache that was created. So if you stumble upon issues or you don't see auto-completion, please first try invalidate and rebuild process. If that doesn't work, please DM me on our Discord server or maybe LinkedIn if you find me there. Okay, so that was about the PHP LSP. OpenCode, this is in progress, the support for the OpenCode agent, and this is the first iteration of that support. So it means that you won't get states transitions, not right away, because it's a bit more complex in the OpenCode agent. In cases for codex and claude, it is much more simple. It's a bit different with the OpenCode, so the first iteration is only about suspending, resuming, and providing a OpenCode agent option. And okay, and what about the future? There are some minor changes, minor improvements that I would like to work on, but there are also other that are more heavy, more complex in terms of the development, and that is the Python syntax and Blade PHP syntax. I use Blade PHP template language in 2 or 3 projects, so I want to have it as well in the Shikigami application. Then I would like to focus on Vue and LSP for the Python language. There is an option. It is possible that we will start working on a speech-to-text configuration, but I still need to think about it. And there are 2 ways that we can approach this feature. One of them is that you as users will use the IPE that is provided by Claude or Codex to send voice, and then the text will be returned. That is one option. I don't really like it, because then it means that we all have to pay some additional money on top of the regular usage, because it includes API. I prefer more the second option, which is an integration with a local model, and that's what I would like to explore more. But to have a decision, I need to take some time and verify one more time which option is easier to start with and which one at the end we will choose. So that is about the speech-to-text configuration. And then, as I mentioned, so most of these tasks are more related to the editor, to the IDE experience. But of course, if you have an idea how to improve the agentic coding even more, how to make it more useful for you in your everyday workflow, please let me know in the comment section or in the Discord server where you can find me. And that's it, yeah. As I said at the beginning, it is mostly about giving you an update of the state of our board, of the state of the application, and that today will be a new release built for you, and soon I will start the pipeline, the release pipeline, and maybe in about an hour or 2 you should receive a notification that a new version is available. Okay, so that's how it looks. Let me look at the chat. Okay, so there are no questions. Good, thank you. Thank you for joining today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you would like to have an impact, an influence on the application, on the direction that we should follow, please let me know. And see you next time in a regular Vibe engineering session that will happen next week. Maybe I plan to have it on Tuesday. That's my plan. Maybe it will change, I don't know. But as of today, it will be Tuesday and a regular Vibe engineering session. So that's it for now. Thank you for joining. If you haven't tried Shikigami already, please do so. The link is as well in the description. This is a link to the homepage of the project, and from there you can download the version 33, but the 34 will be released in about an hour or two, so don't miss that. And that's it for today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for all the likes, subscription and comments, especially for the recent subscriptions. We have 55 subscribers. Thank you for that. And it means that you believe in the project and you like what I'm doing. So thank you one more time. Have a nice day. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.